On the surface, Tennessee's 7th congressional district delivered the expected Republican win, an outcome that, for years, has been almost a foregone conclusion in this reliably red part of the state. The district, stretching across rural and suburban communities, has long been considered a GOP stronghold, with Republicans routinely winning by comfortable margins. Matt Van Epps, the Republican candidate, successfully held onto the seat, and the GOP celebrated what appeared to be another routine victory. Supporters waved signs and cheered, confident that their party's grip on the district remained unshaken. But beneath the surface, the story was far more complex. Democrat Afton Bain lost by a razor-thin margin. Just a handful of percentage points separated the two candidates. In a district where Republicans usually win by double digits, this was a stunningly close call. The narrow result sent shockwaves through both parties, as it revealed a vulnerability that few had anticipated. To secure the win, the GOP had to pour in significant resources, ramping up their ground game and bringing in big names like former President Trump and Speaker Mike Johnson to energize the base. Volunteers worked overtime, and campaign ads flooded the airwaves, all in an effort to hold on to a seat that once seemed untouchable. This wasn't the easy win they'd counted on. It was a wake-up call. The close margin left Republican campaign workers and supporters visibly shaken, forcing party leaders to confront the reality that their dominance in the district can no longer be taken for granted. Political analysts are now pointing to Tennessee's 7th as a sign of shifting voter sentiment. The results suggest that Democrats are making inroads, even in the heart of Republican territory. Changing demographics, evolving political attitudes, and national issues are all playing a role in reshaping the district's political landscape. For Democrats, the close result is proof that their message is resonating. Energized by the outcome, they see new opportunities to reach moderates and independents who may have previously felt left out of the political conversation. The campaign has galvanized volunteers and supporters who now believe that even the reddest districts are within reach. The overperformance here fits a growing national pattern, where so-called safe seats are suddenly in play. Political strategists from both parties are now re-examining their assumptions, realizing that voter loyalty can shift quickly in today's polarized climate. Both parties now see Tennessee's result as a warning shot, a signal that the next election cycle could bring more surprises, and that no seat, no matter how secure, should be taken for granted. Tennessee's 7th district is the definition of a Republican stronghold: suburban, rural, deeply conservative, and reliably red for decades. Trump won here by 22 points in 2024, and the area's demographics, predominantly white, evangelical, and traditional, have long made it a GOP fortress. Local politics are dominated by Republicans, and Democrats rarely come close. The expectation was another landslide, not a competitive race, but this time, the margin shrank dramatically, forcing Republicans to defend a seat they once took for granted. The party had to invest heavily just to avoid an upset. The surprise competitiveness of the race signals that even the deepest red districts aren't immune to national political shifts. For Democrats, just making it close here is a major breakthrough. The numbers tell the story. Van Epps won by less than 10%. In a race that many expected to be a routine Republican victory, the margin was razor-thin, leaving political observers stunned. The final tally was a wake-up call, not just for the candidates, but for the entire party establishment. Just a year ago, Trump had cruised to a 22-point win here, a margin that seemed to cement the district's status as a Republican stronghold. The contrast between then and now couldn't be more stark. That's a nearly 20-point swing, a political earthquake in a district long known for its stability and predictability. Such a dramatic shift is almost unheard of in modern American politics, especially in a place where party loyalty has been the norm for decades. Many Trump voters either stayed home or crossed over, upending assumptions about safe seats. The turnout patterns suggest a deep restlessness among the electorate, with some voters expressing frustration or disillusionment with the status quo. The GOP scrambled, deploying Trump, Speaker Johnson, and Senator Vance to rally support. An unusual move for a district like this. Their presence was meant to energize the base and shore up confidence. But it also signaled just how worried party leaders had become. Trump tried to spin the result as a big win, emphasizing the victory rather than the margin. But behind the scenes, the close call revealed real anxiety within the party, as strategists scrambled to understand what had gone wrong. The need for high-profile intervention in a supposed stronghold is itself a red flag. It's a sign that the party's grip on its traditional base may be slipping and that old assumptions about voter loyalty can no longer be taken for granted. Instead of a victory lap, Republicans are left questioning their grip on the electorate. The mood is somber, with party officials openly acknowledging the need to rethink their strategy and reconnect with voters who are clearly sending a message. The result is less a triumph and more a warning that the ground is shifting. For both parties, the message is clear: no seat is truly safe, and the political landscape is more volatile than ever before. Tennessee's result is part of a national trend. Democrats are outperforming expectations in special elections across the country in 2025. In key races from Arizona to Florida to Texas, Democratic candidates are running 15 points ahead of Kamala Harris's 2024 margins. This isn't a fluke. It's a consistent pattern, even in deep red districts. The overperformance is forcing Republicans to spend resources defending seats they once considered safe. For Democrats, it's a morale boost and a sign that their message is resonating beyond their base. The trend points to a nationalized backlash against the Trump administration, energizing Democratic and independent voters. If it continues, it could reshape the political map for the 2026 midterms. Special elections are often a preview of the next big wave, and history shows that consistent overperformance leads to midterm victories. Since 2005, every party that's outperformed in special elections has gone on to win the House in the following midterms. Democrats' 15-point average overperformance in 2025 is a powerful signal. The Tennessee swing shows their momentum isn't limited to swing districts, it's reaching deep into Republican territory. For Republicans, these results are a flashing warning sign. The midterms are still a year away, but the current trajectory favors Democrats. Ignoring these signals could be a costly mistake for the GOP. Both parties are now recalibrating for a high-stakes 2026 battle. Gerrymandering was supposed to guarantee safe seats, but the 2025 special elections are exposing its limits. Massive swings, like the 20-point shift in Tennessee, show that even safe districts can become competitive. If a Trump +22 seat is now a single-digit race, what about Trump +112 or +115 districts? Suddenly they're in play. The GOP's strategy of spreading voters thin may backfire, making them vulnerable to a Democratic wave. What was meant as a firewall could become a trap, flipping dozens of seats if the trend continues. The lesson: no map is permanent, and voter sentiment can overwhelm even the most carefully drawn lines. Gerrymandering's greatest strength could become the GOP's biggest liability in 2026. The voter backlash isn't happening in a vacuum. It's fueled by a chaotic first year of Trump's second term. The administration's war in Venezuela, justified as a fight against drug trafficking, has drawn widespread criticism and fears of abuse of presidential powers. At the same time, Trump pardoned a former Honduran president convicted of drug trafficking, creating a glaring contradiction. Scandals and investigations swirl around key figures like Pete Hegseth and Pam Bondi, keeping the White House in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. The Epstein case and other controversies add to the sense of chaos. This environment is driving moderates and independents away from the GOP, fueling Democratic momentum. The political fallout is showing up at the ballot box. The Tennessee result and the broader Democratic surge have set the stage for a volatile political year. The outcome in Tennessee, once considered a safe Republican stronghold, has sent shockwaves through both parties, signaling that no seat is truly safe and that voter sentiment is shifting in unpredictable ways. Political strategists across the country are now recalibrating their approaches, aware that the old playbooks may no longer apply. Every upcoming special election will be watched for signs of whether the trend continues or reverses. Each race, no matter how small, is now seen as a potential bellwether for the national mood. Analysts will scrutinize turnout numbers, demographic shifts, and campaign messaging, searching for clues about what might happen in the larger contests ahead. Republicans are desperate for a decisive win to stop the bleeding. Democrats want to keep the momentum going. The stakes are high for both sides, with party leaders urging their bases to stay energized and engaged. Behind the scenes, campaign teams are working overtime, adjusting strategies and pouring resources into key battlegrounds. The challenge for Democrats is to turn special election energy into a national midterm victory. They must maintain enthusiasm among their supporters, expand their outreach to undecided voters, and avoid complacency as the spotlight grows brighter. Success in these smaller contests could build the foundation for a broader coalition in 2026. Republicans face internal divisions over strategy as they try to hold their majority. Some call for a return to traditional messaging, while others push for bold new tactics to recapture lost ground. The party's path forward is uncertain, and unity will be crucial if they hope to withstand the Democratic surge. The Tennessee race was a microcosm of a divided, restless nation. Urban and rural voters, young and old, turned out in record numbers, each group driven by different hopes and anxieties. The intensity of the campaign reflected the broader polarization gripping the country. The coming months will reveal if this is a passing storm or the start of a political earthquake. As the nation watches, every development will be magnified, and the pressure on candidates and parties will only increase. The uncertainty is palpable, and the stakes could not be higher. One thing is certain: the fight for Congress in 2026 will be fierce, expensive, and consequential. With control of the legislative agenda hanging in the balance, both parties are preparing for a contest that will shape the nation's direction for years to come.